Hello, everyone. We're about to dive into a topic that is absolutely critical for every long-term care facility, past noncompliance. We're going to break down what it is, and most importantly, how you can make it work for you. Hello, this is your regional nurse consultant, your expert in all matters regarding long-term care. This explainer is to help you better understand what past noncompliance means and, crucially, how to achieve it. You know, past noncompliance, or PNC, is a term we hear all the time, but it can be a little confusing. So let me be really clear. Understanding this is one of the most powerful tools you have in your toolbox. So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll define what past noncompliance actually is. Then we'll get into the 3 golden rules you absolutely have to follow. We'll talk about why this is such a big deal for your facility, and then I'm going to give you a step-by-step playbook to get you ready. We'll even cover how to pass the surveyor's test before wrapping it all up. All right, so what is past noncompliance? Look, let's be realistic. In any facility, things are going to happen. Problems will pop up. The key isn't pretending they don't exist. It's all about proving you have a rock-solid system to find those problems, fix them, and make absolutely sure they stay fixed. Okay, here's the official definition from CMS. It's a deficiency that happened sometime after your last big annual survey. And listen, this is the most important part. It was fully corrected, and your facility is in what they call substantial compliance by the time the next survey kicks off. Let's break that down even more. Just think of it like this. You found a problem. You didn't just put a Band-Aid on it. You fixed it 100%. And you made sure that fix was holding strong, all before a surveyor ever walked through your door. It's all about being proactive, not reactive. Now, getting a citation for past noncompliance isn't some random judgment call. Surveyors have to follow a very strict set of rules. Let's walk through the 3 golden rules they use to make their decision. These 3 points right here, they're non-negotiable. First, you have to acknowledge it. Yes, at that moment, we were out of compliance. Second, the timing has to be just right. It has to fall in that window between your annual surveys. And third, and this is a big one, the burden of proof is all on you. You have to bring the receipts, the evidence that shows you fixed the issue and you're fully compliant today. So you might be thinking, okay, that sounds like a lot of work. And you're right, it is. But let me tell you why it is absolutely worth it. Achieving PNC has huge benefits, both for your compliance record and for your budget. And get this, we're not just talking about small stuff. Even the most serious citations, I'm talking about immediate jeopardy, can be cited as past noncompliance. Just think about that for a second. A situation that was likely to cause serious harm or death. If you completely fix it before the survey, it can still be considered PNC. That's huge. And of course, let's talk about the money, because handling your compliance this way can lead to a really significant reduction in those big fines, what we call civil money penalties, or CMPs. How significant are we talking? We're talking about a 50% reduction in a CMP. For any facility's budget, that is an absolute game changer. But, and it's a big but, this discount only happens if you meet some very specific requirements. If you want that 50% reduction, you've got to check every single one of these boxes. You have to be the one to report it. You can't wait for the state to find it. You have to fix it fast. We're talking 10 to 15 days. You agree to waive a hearing. The problem can't be part of a bigger pattern or an immediate jeopardy. And of course, you had to have followed all the other mandatory reporting rules along the way. So you know the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. This is your playbook, your proactive strategy to make sure you're always ready. Just think about it for a second. The moment you self-report an incident, you've basically started a countdown timer. You know for a fact that a surveyor is coming. That's your heads up. So honestly, there is no excuse not to use that time to get everything buttoned up and achieve PNC. And this right here is a really important shift in mindset. Almost fixed is the same as not fixed. If your director of nursing can walk through and still say, you know, we could do one more thing here, then you're not ready. To get PNC, the fix has to be 100% complete. No loose ends, no, we'll get to it later. It has to be totally, completely done. So how do you prove it? You treat it like you're already preparing for a citation. I want you to create a dedicated PNC binder. This is where you put all your proof. I'm talking invoices for repairs, sign-in sheets from the training you did, the newly updated policy, and, this is so important, audits that show your new system is actually working. Every piece of paper that proves you fixed it goes in here. But listen, a binder full of paper is not enough. Your staff, they are your living, breathing proof. They have to be able to explain what the problem was, what the solution is, and why things are better now. A surveyor can tell in about 5 minutes if a fix is real or if it's just on paper. Okay, now let's flip the script and put on our surveyor hats for a minute. How are they going to check your work? How do they verify that you've really achieved compliance? Because they are not just going to take your word for it. And they're not even going to just trust that beautiful binder you put together. They have a specific method they use to test your corrections. They basically use a 3-part approach. First, observation. They're going to watch your staff to see if that new process is really happening on the floor. Second, interviews. They'll talk to everybody, staff, residents, maybe even families, to hear about their experiences. And finally, record review. That's when they'll say, show me the proof, and your fantastic PNC binder becomes your best friend. Okay, let's bring this all home. Let's boil it all down to one final crucial takeaway. Please remember this. Achieving past noncompliance isn't about catching a lucky break. It's proof. It's proof that you have a systematic, documented, and totally complete commitment to resident safety. It tells everyone that when you find a problem, you don't just patch it, you solve it for good. It is the mark of a truly high-quality facility. So, I'll leave you with this question. Is your team truly prepared to turn every single self-report into a successful past noncompliance? Take a hard look at your systems. Are you just reacting to fires, or are you building a fireproof system that proves problems are truly in the past?